On January 9, 1994, at 7:08 p.m., Jarvius Allen Parson was born. Jarvius was born in Houston, Texas, and lived in Richmond and Rosenberg, Texas. So when Jarvius nickname Peanut was given to him by a nurse in the hospital before me and him got discharged. She came up to me when we was leaving the hospital and she said, "Where you going with my Peanut?" And so after that, I thought that was a very good nickname for him, and he had that from up to about the age about 10 years old. Jarvis was the oldest, and he was responsible for him and his siblings. Jarvis was the type of kid that was a little man with the old soul. Because you was a person that wasn't you played with, you was a child, but you was a more mature child. Your mind didn't think like how children would think. And he was just very curious. He wanted to be more. He would ask a lot of questions that he should not even be worrying about. And that turned out to be a good thing.
Jarvius Parson.
What's up, brother?
What's up, brother? How you feeling?
I'm good. Glad to be here. Glad to be here, bro.
Yeah, man.
Glad to be here.
About to turn the big 3-0. About to turn the
3-0.
30 on him.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Been a long time, man. How are you feeling going into 30?
Man, just a lot of life experience, bro. A lot of times when we get to 30, we think everything's supposed to be figured out. And sometimes I try to act like it is, or at least get to a point where it is to a degree, trying to expand on my business and growing it and scaling it to something bigger. You know, a lot of times we get into, we fall into habits to where like we try to kind of feel stagnant. And once I get, like realizing I'm coming to 30, you get to a point where you start self-reflecting a lot. I mean, I would self-reflect regardless, but get to a point where you self-reflect a lot. So that's pretty much what I'm trying to get to and understand, like, as I'm approaching 30.
Nice, man. Speaking on self-reflection,
Yeah.
if we could take it back one time,
Yeah.
childhood, you know, I'm familiar. We come from the same background of Richmond,
Yeah.
Texas, man. If you could just, elaborate on that. How was childhood?
So childhood, I want to say that I got great parents. First and foremost, I want to put that out there. Both my parents, to this day, are very great people. I mean, it ain't a person that if you ask any person that know my mom, they'll say, "Oh, your mom is a great heart person, real sweet. Everybody love her." And same about my dad. People say the same thing about him. So it's I grew up with great parents. Thing is, even with great parents and everything going on, and no offense to them, I love them to death, but I didn't have everything. It was times I did stuff I didn't have no business doing to get stuff that I wanted to get, but for the most part, I ain't grow up having a lot. We wasn't poor, but
Right.
I also, couldn't get any pair of Jordans I want or get any video game I want or have any access to any toy, whatever the crap might be that I wanted, or get a car at 16, and you know what I'm saying? I didn't have access to all that. But my parents did the best they could. They did a great, well damn job, I would tell them that. So, but for the most part, yeah, my childhood was great. One thing I would say about my childhood is that I did have a lot of insecurities.
Okay.
To a degree, that kind of falls into my adulthood. So I'm one of the people that say if you don't attack things at its core, you try to ignore it or try to be in denial that it's there, it's gonna follow you, and then the world will respond in the way you put it out there. So sometimes my insecurities can be betrayed, even though I wouldn't want it to be, but sometimes it will, and I'll see it in results when I get back from people around me, or the results I get based off the things that I'm trying to accomplish. But as a child, I had a lot of insecurities. I wasn't really great at many things.
Yeah.
I wasn't good in sports.
Same.
I tried,
Yeah.
wasn't good at it. Could never make the basketball team to save my life.
Yeah.
But I wasn't great in sports.
Shout out to the short king.
You know what I'm saying? But I did find an acting, dancing. Shout out to my homies that we had a little dance group. But I wasn't great with girls. I was trying to find myself.
Yeah.
So knowing that, I felt like I felt invisible. I actually spoke about that a little bit on my Instagram, but I felt invisible. I felt that I wasn't really nobody important, that I was just somebody trying to find somewhere to belong somewhere. I was just really just trying to find myself. And eventually, to a degree, I think I did.
I wanna touch back on you had mentioned your dancing days.
Yeah.
That was a huge deal. You know, to anybody watching this that may not be familiar, me and him come from the same hometown. You know, so I'm slightly familiar, but very familiar. But my bad. But like, but yeah. So with the dancing and whatnot, I remember that being a huge deal. Could you be able to tap on that a little bit if you want to?
No, for sure.
And
So,
the crew that was around at that
yeah,
time, man, because
definitely.
they're still around you to this day.
Yeah, no, definitely. I love them to death too. Yeah, so for those that don't know, and there's probably a lot that don't, but then not so much because people see it pop out every once in a while. But I'm a dancer at heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've always been a dancer, and I still am to a degree. I don't dance as much, but I'm a natural dancer. I got great metabolism and a lot of energy.
Hey.
But that's where the core of my creativity came from. So if it wasn't for dancing, I wouldn't be here right now. Like, not necessarily alive, but I wouldn't be in this creative space doing this for my 30th and expanding on my creativity. Dancing was the core of my creativity.
That's where it started.
And that's where it all started at. And it was just me finding friends that I thought they were great dancers. And I'm like, dang, I want to dance like them. Dancing was a core of where my creativity came from. And then it expanded from there into where I am now, where I'm creative behind cameras. Because I always went, as a dancer, I wasn't a videographer first. I was a dancer first.
Right.
So people might not know that I wasn't shooting videos. I was shooting videos as a dancer, but that wasn't where it came from. That was just something I had to do so I could be on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's where the core of it came from.
That was your first piece of film work.
First piece.
Was creating that.
Yeah, creating that, yeah.
And I want to say that were you the one that was directing all the videos at that time for the dance crews?
So I wouldn't say I was direct. I guess you could say that.
Were you behind the film? Were you
yeah,
behind
I
the
was
camera
behind
most of the time? It was
most
you?
of the time. So it's a funny story how that got started, right?
Yeah.
So my buddy Spacely, he actually showed me. He was the one that edited our first few videos, maybe like 2 or 3. I could be wrong. It was a few of them though. And I was like, dang, bro, that's dope. How you do that? And that was back when I forgot what the editing software was called. It was just a free editing software on the computer where it was like a plug in and edit. So you would plug it in the computer and just do the transition for you. I was like, bro, that's dope as hell. How the hell you do that? And he showed me how to do it. So I did it after those first few videos, I started doing it afterwards. And I'm all naturally, even back then I didn't know it, but I'm aware of it now. But back then, like I am now, I'm always the type of person, once I learn something, I add on to it. I want to get better at it. Once I realize I can do it, I add on to it, try to get better at it, and try to see how I can expand it and make it better, you know? And that's what I did. So it started off with those. Then I was like, you know what, let me find me another free video editor that's more advanced. I did that. And I was, shooting all our videos. It was like point and shoot cameras. You know, like them $60 cameras you could buy at Walmart. Little way you got the own little zoom in, little point and shoot. And that's what I was doing. And it just advanced. And then it grew into what I'm doing now for the most part. So yeah.
And that was, correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say, did that start around high school days? Is that junior high?
High school,
school?
Early high school, almost fresh out of junior high, ninth grade. Yeah, for sure.
Nice, into that super early,
15, 16, 14, 15, somewhere around there. Yeah.
And then after that, moving forward, you go into just film in general, just with music videos, short films.
Yeah.
Can you recall that time period? When did that start?
Sure.
Was it after high school, during?
So that was after high school.
Okay.
Music videos didn't kick into after high school. So from 9th grade to 12th, it was all dancing. That's it, just dancing. All different types of dancing, whether it was the jerk movement, whether it was boogieing, swagging, whatever you want to call it, jigging. I was doing that too. And then fresh out of high school, how it happened was my brother Byron Bandana and O'Shea Way and Space started getting into music. And as they start getting to music, I'm like, well, shoot, I shot all our dance videos. Let me try to shoot a music video. So shout out to my boy Joe Cruz. He helped me do that because I didn't have my own camera. I was still shooting on the point and shoot cameras from Walmart. So he had a DSLR at the time, and to me, DSLR was like a movie making camera, not knowing like that wasn't shit. You know what I'm saying? But at the time, I was amazed by it. So he let me use his DSLR, and I edited on his computer. And we went to one of the parks in Richmond, Rosenberg. And shout out to everybody in Richmond, Rosenberg. That's where I'm from. We was at Richmond, Rosenberg in one of the parks, and we shot. It was the Drake remix. Started from the bottom was my very first music video.
Oh, okay.
So basically, had to start it from the bottom remix.
Oh, I thought it was the Moment for Life one. Wasn't that one?
No, that was afterwards.
Oh, okay,
that
okay.
was afterwards. No, I didn't.
Interesting.
From my understanding, yeah, that was afterwards. It was.
Oh, okay.
No, so that was my very first one. I borrowed Joe's camera, shot it, took it to Joe's house, and boy, when I tell you, you know how long it took me to edit that video? That video took me what? Like 8-9 hours to edit, and I can edit that now in like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy how life goes. But yeah, that's what got me into it. And from there, people was telling me like, oh, bro, like you good at this, bro, you dope. And this will refer back to what I was talking about earlier. I wasn't really good at many things. You know, sports and everything. So this gave me an opportunity to be good at something.
This kind of like fixed those insecurities.
It fixed some of them, but yeah, it started fixing those insecurities.
You found something.
I found something that was for me, right?
Yeah.
I started working on shooting music videos, and I was proud that people was into it. We was enjoying it, and I just dived deeper into it to where I am now. You know, different phases, different things that went on in between that, but for the most part, that was the beginning of music videos that got me to where I'm at now. Now, you ask me how many music videos I done shot. I haven't even counted. But if I did, just in life period, from the big ones to the like run and gun ones, probably like 800, 8, 9. I wouldn't be close. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm close to 1,000. I done shot plenty of music videos. I'm talking about from every little one to the biggest one that I done. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. Spidie Weber Productions.
Yeah.
You know, your film company, everything that you got going on that you're building right now. I'm very interested in where the name came from because I want to say it's very inspired by Spider-Man. And do you have this love for this comic book character, this superhero of Spider-Man?
Yeah, no, definitely, I do.
Talk about that.
So I don't know when it started, and I want to say like most kids that love Spider-Man, at least at my age, it probably started from the Tobey Maguire era when Spider-Man came out in 2002, the live action, and just the reason why I have this infatuation, I even got the tattoo, the whole nine, right?
Shit.
So I'm a solid fan, but my infatuation with Spider-Man is that I related to him. Insecurities, right? Spider-Man was built to be able to. Stan Lee made Spider-Man to relate to the everyday person, and I did. So I related to him well. He a photographer. I'm somewhat a photographer, videographer.
He was a photographer.
He was,
right.
yeah. So insecurities, like the girl didn't really like him back until he became Spider-Man. He was, as Peter Parker, he was really insecure. Like, he got bullied. I got bullied in elementary, junior high, all that, right? So I related to the character, and I felt like I put myself there. And once I put myself there, I never let it go. So it just followed me into my jerking era, right? The jerking movement. And my nickname for when I as one of the members in the Bebe Kids was Spidie. So that's where my nickname came from.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know what made me think about that, but I was like, Spidie Web her. It's like, okay, that's weird, but all right.
Yeah.
So I was in bed one night and I thought about it. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah.
I went with it and never let it go.
Yeah.
And then what happened was, as I moved into production, I just added the production to it. So Spidie Web her production.
And on top of that, no one has that name.
No way.
So
If I ever see anybody with that name, you stole that shit from me.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's original and it taps in with all your interests. I think so far with this conversation, what I love is that, from when you started talking about when you were a child and your insecurities, we're now getting into your strengths, you know, as you gotten older, and they just kind of, you know, like you just attracted yourself to them, or they found you, you know, whether it's a character like Spider-Man, you know, or whether it's you found your thing with dancing and film, you know, whatever, just super inspiring. You know, it just shows that if you follow your heart, and this is what I truly believe, you know, is that if you follow your heart in anything that you do, you know, you're gonna find your tribe of people. You're gonna find you're gonna find yourself doing more of what you truly love doing, and what makes you feel at home. So I think that that's what happened with you.
Yeah, no,
more than
definitely,
anything,
definitely.
so.
It did, and I found myself with this because, you know, a lot of times as kids, like I said, I was trying to find somewhere I belong, and it allowed me to do that. It gave me my own identity, and that was an identity I didn't want to walk away from. And another thing about the whole Spider-Man and Spidey correlation, because people don't know, what people don't know is how close you are to me is related to what you call me. So if you call me Jarvis, you somebody I grew up with, somebody that I'm with on a regular basis, or somebody that know me personally to the core. You call me JP, it could be a little bit of both, or it could be just a friend that don't know me, that knows me but don't know me for videos, but they know me just personally. But you know, they might not have grew up with me. If you call me Spidie, all my clients call me Spidie. Some of them don't even know my real name. They're like, damn, your name Jarvis, bro. I've been working with you all these years, and I didn't even know what your damn real name was, even though it's right on my Instagram, but they don't know. So the reason why I bring that up is because it brings into that Peter Parker Spidey correlation, where Spider-Man's personal identity that people don't know is Peter Parker. So a lot of people don't. So in that correlation with the videos, people that know me for the Spider-Man version of me, the spectacular shit with me shooting videos and all that stuff, they don't know the personal stuff. And something like this is for me to bring all of that home, so everybody knows the real Jarvis Parson. That is more than just, I'm more than just Spidey or Spider-Man, the spectacular nigga that make videos. I'm also Jarvis Parson. I'm not insecure no more, but you know, the person that has an everyday life, that got everyday issues like everybody else, and people that look up to me and be like, I want to do videos just like you, and think I'm just, but I have people walk up to me at the mall. I have people just message me on Instagram talking about how they're inspired by what I do. And imposter syndrome is real. And sometimes I suffer from that, like, damn, like, people really look up to me, and I used to be like stupid insecure. But that's just that Jarvis Parson in me sometimes. And not realizing that two things can be real at the same time, you know? So
this is you, Spidey Weber, you know, when you're in that zone, when you're in that element, that's you putting on the Spider-Man costume.
Right, no, facts.
And then, you know, when you take that off, you're Peter Parker, you're Jarvis Parson. You know, that's you.
Yeah, no, facts.
Speaking of comic books, you got a new venture you're getting into. I've seen it before. You put it out before via Instagram.
Yeah.
If you could inform the people on that, because I think that kind of ties into the whole comic book thing, the interest that you've always had in there, but now you're pursuing it with Spidey Weber Productions. So.
Yeah. So with Spidey Weber Comics. A lot of people don't know. Just a little backstory on that. A lot of people don't know because I got a day job, and I'm not gonna put out what I do, but I got a day job and I got a lot of free time to myself with my day job. And people don't understand that meditation comes in different forms. A lot of people think you just meditate, you cross your legs and do the, you know what I'm saying, and get all the chakras together. You can do that in a lot of different ways, right? And a lot of times my meditation is just me being at peace by myself, not a lot of stuff going on. I can just be in my head without too many distractions, right? So that's one, I spend a lot of time doing that because I work every day for the most part. So I have a lot of time to myself to do that. So a lot of my ideas come from when I'm at work. And that's one of my ideas. I can't remember exactly what day or how it came about in my head, but sometimes it just clicked, right? And it did, like, okay, I'm a Spider, I love Spider-Man. My brand is based around, not necessarily superhero, but you know, it's based around that in some type of way.
It's inspired.
Yeah, it's inspired by it. So adding that just falls right along my brand. So I was like, why not make comic books out of music videos? Like, take your music video and turn it into a comic book. Then I realized, bro, nobody in the industry is doing it. Like, nobody. That could be my thing. So when I started, I was like, you know what? And, bro, I'm from Mustang Crossing, Richmond, Rosenberg. I ain't never met nobody that know how to make comic books. Never. I've never ran across somebody and be like, hey, bro, like, I got a homie that make comic books. I can reach out to him.
Yeah.
I know somebody that knows how to make it. No, bro, like, bro, I'm not from the hood, but you know what I'm saying? I'm not around that.
Yeah.
So I had to I had to figure out and find the resources by myself. A lot with this videography, like just videography in general, I didn't have peers. I had to figure out by myself. But then, you know, I found people on YouTube that, you know, that I learned from on my own. But same thing with the comic books. So I came up with it. I was like, bro, but how I'm gonna put this together? So I found a third party online that I can print them out at. I just had to make the actual content for it. So I make all the pages. And when I made my first one, I'm like, bro, I did this for real. So I did. And I printed it out, and I didn't want to tell nobody because I was like, bro, I don't want to, because nobody doing this. I don't want nobody to steal the idea.
Right.
So when I finally printed it out, and I made a video about it, bro, it went crazy. It went crazy, and I knew it was. Sometimes you just got that feeling that you know something's gonna go crazy. And it did, bro. And that's just something that I'm gonna still grow on. It's very tedious doing it by yourself. So eventually I wanna branch out to where I get an animator, I get somebody that can personally do it themselves, and then we can work on like pricing to where like they get paid, I get paid, and we can, you know, publish it and make it a thing. But in that form, I almost become an author in the same breath. Videographer, director, and author in a way, almost. So, yeah, I love it, bro. And it's something I think that's gonna separate me from everybody else in the industry. Everybody, there ain't nobody else doing it. So, that's my thing.
I remember when it hit my timeline. You had called me about it and you had talked to me a little bit about it, but when I actually seen it, it was the only thing that looked like that on my timeline. No one else was doing it.
Right.
You know, I mean, and that's just off of my following alone. You know, and that's you know, I would like to think that, you know, I know some pretty dope people in Houston. So like, yeah, it's one of them things where it is something that only you do. You know, I mean, I have yet to see it, so you know, definitely,
no, for sure,
definitely keep going, man. Keep
Yeah,
going
no,
with
definitely.
that. I got a side question to ask you.
Yeah.
So this one's just for me. But did you happen to like drop tears when Spider-Man died in the Avengers? I think it was it the what was the one where he?
Oh no, I
where
did. Yeah, he fizzled out.
Yeah.
I felt a little something. I felt a little something.
Did
but
you drop a tear?
Yeah, I felt a little. I didn't, because a part of me felt like, bro, like I'm older now, so I know how money works. But y'all not about to really kill off Spider-Man for real, bro.
Yeah.
He's too big of a character, unless it was just gonna part ways business wise. But something told me he wasn't gone for real. But I did feel some way like, bro, y'all had to take him though. But they knew what they was doing, and it worked out well. It worked out well in their favor, and all the fans that loved it. So yeah, no, definitely.
Nice, man. They got rid of Thanos.
Yeah, they did. No,
So as far as everything that you do with film work, who is someone that you're inspired by? Like, who's one of your favorite, you know, creators in your field, or just creative in general that maybe inspires what you got going on?
So it's two different ones. I got a creative. I got a creative inspiration who I love the most creatively, and then I have a person that I look parallel to, and then I got a person that I'm inspired to be business-wise in film. So parallel would be somebody, I'm not gonna say necessarily I'm parallel, but in some form, yeah, parallel is this guy named YC Imaging that I learned from off of YouTube. Well, earlier I was talking about how I didn't have any peers doing this. Now I do, but I didn't at first coming up. Before I actually got good at what I'm doing. But
Right.
Coming up, I didn't have any peers. And I ran across this guy named YC Imaging on YouTube that was just like me, a black guy trying to make money off music videos and make a living off of it. And I watched him every day. At one point, he was doing vlogs every day, like every single day. And now, you know, he done grew. He just do it once every few weeks or a month or so. But yeah, when it comes to like learning parallel and whatnot, a lot of that came from him. He was the one that I looked next to that I kept growing. As he grew, I tried to keep growing to keep up, so I got better. You know, I was inspired by that. So shout out to him if he ever see this. But yeah, for sure. Now, when it comes to business-wise, well, I'm gonna save him for last. When it comes to creative-wise, Dave Myers. Now, Dave Myers is an OG in the game. OG, been doing this for a long time. But the way he put these videos together, I've never seen a bad Dave Myers video. And the way he creative with it, it's just out of this world. If I could make every video like that, I would. Obviously, he got budgets out the world, but let me give you a video he did that was crazy. He did a lot of Drakes, like he did the Drake, what's that sexy video? What was that?
With Future?
Yeah.
Yeah, the I'm Too Sexy.
Yeah, he did that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
He did the Megan and something.
Cardi B?
No, he didn't do I don't think he did the Megan and Cardi B, but it was
Okay.
another one that he did with Megan. It was crazy. But Dave Myers y'all look Dave Myers up. Yeah, I ain't even got to name the videos. Y'all see it. But I love his work. Yeah, if I could do all my stuff like his, I would. Now, business-wise, is Jacob Owens. Now, Jacob Owens is independent filmmaker with his own independent company. I ain't gonna say independent because he's not independent, but he got his own company that's independent from the industry. And the way he works is he makes money off the mainstream industry without having to be in the mainstream industry. So yeah, you might see him shoot a mainstream music video, but he's not in the industry necessarily, but kind of like parallel to it, where he makes money from it, but he kind of lives the best of both worlds. He get the feeling of what it feels like to be in the industry sometimes, but also get the benefit of having a normal life without having to worry about all the crap that comes with being in the industry. Because a lot of that stuff is not that appealing to me, being in the industry. I like the balance of having a normal life, but being able to experience some of what people feel like in the industry. And that's kind of how, if I could create a business structure like Jacob Owens, where like he could take care of his family, he's a millionaire, but he don't have to shoot the mainstream videos he don't want to. But he do what he gotta do in multiple homes and in real estate. He got his own production company. He sells lens effects for cameras. He sells all types of. I mean, he just got multiple businesses, and it's just a very smart businessman, and
He has a nice balance.
nice balance.
That
And
you,
if
that
I
you
could,
look up, that hopefully
yeah.
one day you probably see yourself.
Right,
you know.
and that's if I could have my business, any business model would be just like that. So yeah, those the three people I can say that I kind of go to the most when it comes to like inspiration and keeping myself going.
Nice. Let's manifest here that you get to work with those three individuals.
Yeah, no,
you know,
for sure at some
in the
point in
future.
time. Right, no, definitely. Yeah.
Speaking of the future, where do you see Spidie Weber Productions going from here?
So I see it going pretty far. I see it going to where I want to do things with children. You know, I'm very big on the black community and and providing resources and opportunities for kids to do things.
Right.
You know, there's probably a lot of kids that's like me, that didn't know where they belong at, trying to find somewhere to belong, and I can be that inspiration. That even if it ain't film, I can. Just how dancing was my core, maybe film could be the core that leads off, and maybe it'll be a graphic designer, maybe there'll be a model, maybe there'll be a fashion designer, whatever, dancer, whatever the case may be. But it started somewhere, and I would love to be able to create like courses and classes or workshops for kids to be able to be a part of that. And as for business-wise, I would love to kind of model off of and be inspired by the Spidieverse.
Uh-huh.
So if y'all ever see the Spidieverse movie, how it's all these different Spider-Man, and then you got the OG Peter Parker. Well, technically, I need to find my Miles. I'm the OG. I'm the first ever Spidey Weber. Nobody is me, right? That merged Spider-Man and film as a collective or whatever, right? And I want to have a collage of different Spideys.
Right.
You know, a female Spidey, a male Spidey, a
Oh,
Miles.
that could be hard, yeah.
And we all working together as
That's
a conglomerate to build these extraordinary products,
Wow.
projects, and growing. You know, and I want to be able to do that. So as of right now, I'm focusing on trying to find my Miles. So
Right.
if you watching this and you inspired to want to be my Miles, and I put you under my wing and I teach you what I know, and we can grow this together, I'm down for that. I'm trying to grow. And that was my biggest thing. I'm a person that like to do everything by myself. I did this by myself. I'm gonna throw a party. I'm throwing a party, putting it together by myself. And sometimes being a one-man band is really just draining you. You can't forever do shit by yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to learn that going into 30 that I need to expand. I'm getting older. I can't keep up with these new guys on how they edit. I mean, the way they edit, I'm like, I wish I could do that back when I was that age. You know, when I was coming up, I was that good, right? I wish. So I'm trying to get into that.
Yeah,
where,
build that universe.
Build that universe.
So to anybody out there that does follow Spidie Weber, that does follow you, you know, all the young cats out there getting it, or better yet, someone within our age group, you know, that's trying to get it. That just, you know, maybe if they're watching this and they have aspirations, you know, hey, holla at you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
facts.
Like this is a man that's been in the game for a minute now. You know, this is a perfect mentor right here.
No, facts,
you know,
facts.
yeah.
Sure.
You know, some people, of course, people are gonna say, you know, you're 30 and that's young, you know, but with even knowing and just the background that you've been given throughout this whole entire interview process, like you've been in this for a minute to where you can be someone's OG and mentor.
Right, and
at
teach
30.
them something.
You
Yes,
know, you
shit,
could be
yeah.
that at that young
Spider-Man
age.
was a mentor. Spider-Man was a mentor at
Yeah.
25, 30 to Miles or whatever, right? So it ain't never too old, you know, never too young,
Too
never
young,
too old.
better say,
yeah,
man.
never too young, yeah.
30 is a young age, believe it or
Yeah.
not, man.
Thanks.
As someone who's 31, I'll tell you this: one, it gets better, but two, you depending on how you move, like you say, you want to work on your health and all that. Like like I feel like I'm at my best at everything. So take it from me, man. There's if you do push towards just a progression, you'll feel better than you did in your 20s. It's possible, man.
Yeah.
So at this state that you're in, man, what's your biggest flex in life?
Man, it's a few things, bro. So I got a chance to go to Africa.
Hey,
Africa.
that's crazy, man.
Africa is shout out to the two that helped out and helped me and my girl do that. But I was blown away. I was like, bro, I'm in Africa right now because of my talent, right? And like my family, like I said, I didn't grow up having much. So most of my family, unless it's military wise, they ain't never done nothing like that. Been to the continent, and if you black, I always say if you've never been to the continent and you black, you from African roots of any kind, you should go check that out for sure. But it was beautiful, man. To this day, that's one of my biggest flex, that I was able to go to Africa and not spend a dime out of my pocket for real, and experience that all because of my talent. And that's the goal, to tell you that what's for you is for you, because that person reached out to me and I was spectacle like, bro, this ain't real. And I actually turned the opportunity down because I had a quinceañera to do. But then when I told them that, they was like, oh no, like they really liked me, so they was actually willing to move the date. And these people from Atlanta, they done never met me, right? So they was actually willing to move the date so I could attend. And I was like, bro, that's dope. So that's just to let you know what's for you is for you. So yeah, that's one of them. Second is, like I said, I like to self-reflect, and self-reflecting is a big thing of mine. Like I always say, if you want to unlock your potential in life and unlock the potential that you have as an individual, learn how to self-reflect on an unlimited basis. Take every given opportunity you have, look at everything that comes to you and every obstacle you run across, and realize, how did I play a part in this obstacle coming here? So you learn how to self-reflect and really know yourself. And one of my biggest flexes is that I make stuff happen, and I create things. I'm a creator at heart. I'm more than just a filmmaker. I'm a creator. I think of something and I bring it to life, whether it's in film, whether it's trying to create a set. I created on my own set one time for a music video, whether it's I did my own animation. You know, I actually did fucking CGI one time. I never do that shit again, but I actually did it. I took the time out, and it took me like 2 weeks to do 7 seconds. So I bless the people that know how to do that. 2 weeks for 7 seconds, crazy.
Yeah.
Never do this again, but I did it.
Right.
I make stuff happen. So whether they take the cameras away from me, whether they take the connections I got, the clients, whatever, I'm still the guy that creates. I create. That's what I do. And I always will have that. So that's one of the things that fix a lot of my insecurities. Like, no, it's not that, or it's not that I can metaphorically put a mask on and now I'm Spidey Weber. It's the fact that underneath all that, I make it real. I make this real. And because of that, I never really lose for real. I'm always learning and progressing. So that's my biggest flex. But outside that, I love the fact that I went to Africa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was quite the life-changing experience.
No, for sure. It was. I saw little kids bathing in a pool. They was in a puddle, not a pool, but a puddle.
Mm-hmm.
They literally would squat over butt naked, throwing water over their back. You know, I was in Kenya, so shout out to Kenya. I was at the safari. At a safari, yeah. So saw that they really live like the Flintstones out there. So it was beautiful though. It was a beautiful scene. It makes you appreciate the opportunities we have here for sure.
How was their mood? Happy?
Yeah, they was happy. You know, we Americans, so we help fund them. So obviously, I'm sure they were happy about that. But they were great people, and I loved it. So it was real cool. Cool.
Nice, man. Would you say that throughout this journey, would you feel like there's some things that you wish you would have done different? If so, what is it?
Yeah.
Would you have done anything different?
Take care of my health better. That's for one. I wish I would have did that. I wish I would have found communities. But everything, see how I see that is, everything is a give and take. So a lot of people say, yeah, I wish I would have done these things better. But it's like, but the reason because you didn't do that, you are where you are now. So it's like, everything is a give and take. It's pros and cons to everything. But I would say, no, take care of my health, prioritize that a lot better. Not being so individually driven and try to reach out and find help. Take care of finances a lot better. And know that not let my insecurities keep me from certain opportunities that I could have taken because didn't think I was worthy of it. Things like that. But for the most part, I am grateful for everything I did go through because that made me who I am today. And I wouldn't take that back. I wouldn't say I'm not grateful for everything I've been through at some point to where it got me to where I am today. So.
Any words? Because for the people watching, yeah, the sun is going down. So so real quick, man. Any words that you have for your family, your loved ones out there? You know, those that are watching this, your supporters.
That life isn't promised. I know, like I just said, how my mom almost went. Lord knows I might go first. God, I pray to God I don't. Mm-hmm. But that's what I'm trying to manage my health, you know, and you never know, right? So the reason for this is because, you know, at first I felt I didn't accomplish enough to make a documentary and make anything about myself. But I realized, like, nah, Jarvis, you accomplished a lot. And I want my family to be aware of that. And despite whatever happens to me or how far I go, they always got this to look at and remember that Jarvis left his stamp somewhere. And I ain't worked this hard to let it go unnoticed. So I love my family, my friends. I love all y'all. I want to thank y'all for watching this. And just know I got way more in store. This is just the beginning. 30 is just a new mind frame, a new level of evolution where I'm going to hit the pedal and I'm going. I'm gas. Times 2, both feet on that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, facts. Yeah, that's definitely it for sure.
Love that, man. And last question.
No, for sure.
This documentary, you told me, you know, off camera, the name. I told you don't tell me the meaning, but if you could, one, give the name, and also why did you choose to name the documentary that?
So the documentary is called The Peanut Eating Arachnid.
Explain.
And it's inspired by To Pimp a Butterflies. I really thought that was a dope name. And I like the deep meaning behind it. And I'm always trying to do stuff that's creative and deep. So the peanut eating arachnid is, so people don't know, as a kid, my older cousins and all my older family members used to call me Peanut. That was my nickname. And Peanut, to me, represents the insecure Jarvis, the Jarvis that wasn't as strong, that tried to find himself and didn't know who he wanted to be, and was, you know, an everyday guy that didn't know what the hell I want. And if y'all don't know, spiders are a part of the Arachnid family. And Spidie is my new nickname as an adult, which is the self-respected Jarvis, the creative Jarvis, the Jarvis with a lot less insecurities, the confident Jarvis, and the Jarvis that's gonna create the future moving forward. So the peanut eating Arachnid is Spidie eating, is Jarvis eating the old Jarvis. Pretty much saying I evolved from peanut Jarvis to Spidie Jarvis into a whole nother level. So 30 is me letting go of that. Me letting go of the insecurities, me letting go of the puny little JP little Jarvis, that peanut that didn't know, and becoming the man that's gonna leave a mark on this planet and be somebody that can do that. And also, Arachnid, why I chose Arachnid instead of peanut eating spider is because I'm trying to build this. How somebody need my miles and the whole Spidey verse is because I need a family. It ain't just about Spidey, one spider. It's about a family. And I need a Spidey family to help me grow to become that new Jarvis that can build for this world and make a Spidey world building this big. You know what I'm saying? So that's the meaning and why I came up with that.
Nice. I gotta say, the peanut eating
Arachnid.
Arachnid. Okay. Yeah. This was that. I'm not gonna try to say it again.
No, good.
But Jarvius Parson, you're entering 30 years old, man. As a friend, fellow creator, congratulations, bro, to getting to this point in your life, man. And yeah, man, look forward to seeing you grow from here. And yeah, blessings, love, and light. You know what I'm saying?
Much love, brother. Thank you.
Yes,
I
sir,
appreciate you. I couldn't have it any other way, bro. Much love. Thank y'all.
Right.
Thank y'all for watching. I love y'all. Till next time I'm out. Peace.
Sometimes when you chosen, it feel like you frozen. Them dreams and them visions in your mind, but you hold them back from yourself, like you don't know you golden. But now it's time to take back the greatness that was stolen. Wearing your heart on your sleeve, those clothes start folding. That should've had you taking back the love that you loaned them. Your angels and your ancestors with you and you owe them. They believed in your greatness, so now it's time to show them. Now it's time to dig deeper, gotta activate your genius. Say it's your time and say that shit like you mean it. They was sleeping on your visions, but you already seen them. And time will reveal who was playing and who for real. Now it's time to build. I had to find that spark. Yeah, my life was messy, but I turned it into art. Now I'm busting out the frame. I made power out this pain. They was like, who? Now the world gon' know my name. Now they seeing where I'm at. Yeah, I'm all up in they mentions. Now everybody following. I made it out them trenches. They was like, he said that he was gon' do it and he meant it. I had to find that spark. Now